going on? We back here on Past Speaks. Came across a video from Jason Whitlock clips, and it sparked my interest because of the title. As you can see, LeBron James's recent NBA success is too good to be true. Now, I did a video yesterday in regards to Jason Whitlock speaking on LeBron James, and he was kind of being like an apologist for LeBron James and blaming LeBron James's decisions over the years on Skip Bayless and his criticism of LeBron James. But he was really hating on Skip Bayless, and I don't even know where this is coming from with Jason Whitlock, because Jason Whitlock has attacked LeBron James in the past. And I brought up the example of when someone spray painted nigger, I guess, on LeBron James's gate at his home. And I think this was while he was playing for LA, early in his early LA Laker years. And yeah, he was talking hella shit about LeBron James. Now, it's cool if you like LeBron James, if you don't like LeBron James, but where I'm getting at is, it seems like Jason Whitlock is on like the Clutch payroll or something now. I don't know what's going on. It's real weird. But let's get into this video and see what he's talking about this time.
Lakers are 18 games over 500. LeBron James is in the MVP discussion. They've won 7 straight games. They look like maybe they're a threat to win an NBA title.
I don't think LeBron James is in the MVP discussion. I think Robert Horry was just bringing up his opinion and how he feels about LeBron James, which that's funny that came out of nowhere like that. And all of this stuff, man, is just coming out of nowhere now after he, like I said, he was crying and whining about basically how he's been treated as the face of the league in the NBA. But he's not in the MVP discussion, nor does he have a fucking chance to win it.
Part of me is like, wow, this is interesting. The other part of me is like, LeBron, isn't he like 41 or whatever? 40? How is this possible? Do we have a Lance Armstrong situation, or is it a Tom Brady situation where the physicality has been removed from football and basketball, and now you can just play at a high level into your 40s? But, this...
It may be a combination of both. The physicality is definitely out of the NBA, man. Definitely, it's not physical anymore. And I love a more physical game, especially when I play. But yeah, the NBA is not physical at all anymore. And may have a Lance Armstrong situation on your hand, man. That one guy, he was the whistleblower. That white guy, Shell Sonnen, he blew the whistle, man. Whether people choose to, take his claims seriously or lightly, that's on the people. And LeBron has somewhat control of the media. It's something that Jason Whitlock pointed out yesterday in the video I did. So he can kind of control his own narrative, so to speak. So that guy making that claim, Shell Sonnen, about, performance enhancement drugs or something like that, and Kevin Durant saying, Kevin Garnett saying what he said in regards to the Balco and shit, man, it could be the physicality's gone out of the game. It could be performance enhancing drugs, or a combination of both, man.
This is something that I saw some graphic, Steve, where since turning 40 years old, LeBron James's stats, he's averaged 26 points, 8 some rebounds, 8 some assists, Statistically, he's better than he was in 2011, 2012 when he won the MVP with the Miami Heat. Should we marvel at that, or should we raise an eyebrow at that?
When you share snuggles with your baby, you could also
Man, it just depends on how you see it, man.
I think a lot of
Or how
both.
you want to
And
look at
Jason,
it.
you're absolutely right. With Bronny and his father, it's akin to the greatest home run combination by any brother since Hank and Tommy Aaron. Okay, if you want to go down that route. But as I like to say, both can be true. There's a phrase that a lot of people use, and it's never just one thing. It's a lot of everything. And is he a physical marvel? Yes. Is he aging like fine wine? Yes. Are there suspicions about why it's happening? Yes. Is the league watered down and less physical, making it easier? Yes. Does he have the greatest longevity in terms of consistent greatness throughout a career? And I looked it up. This is unprecedented what he's doing. Are the Lakers a threat? I said they are. I mean, Jason, if LeBron is this guy, which he is, with Luka, you now arguably have two of the top five players. I don't care if they don't have a third banana. If you have two of the top five players in a game where you play five guys on the floor, okay, you should be a threat. That should be the expectation for this organization, is to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy up. So it's never just one thing. It's always a lot of everything. But it is interesting with the media. And I do recall this. When
Before Steve Kim moves on, they don't just have, they have two top 10 players in the league right now. The only team in the NBA that has two of the top 10 basketball players playing on the same team. The LA Lakers with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, man. So, along with, maybe PEDs and maybe, not maybe, the physicality being taken out of the game and maybe PEDs, LeBron James has played with a lot of players that are all NBA, all stars, and top 10 in the NBA. So that as well has played a role. And NBA superstars, man. That as well has played a role and played a part in him being able to perform how he does and for as long as he has. So let's not factor that out, man. He's borrowed or stolen or taken, whatever you want to call it, a lot of energy from other players, man. And it's funny how he does it, man. But like he's doing it right now with Luka Doncic, man. And now everybody's talking about him, still talking about this motherfucker, instead of Luka Doncic coming to the Lakers. Ever since Luka Doncic has come to the Lakers, things have turned around. And yeah, LeBron is playing good, but that's because Luka Doncic is making him better. And nobody is talking about that. You got some people that bring it to that bring it to the forefront, but for the most part, especially in the mainstream sports media, they're talking about LeBron. And that's one of the reasons why he's been able to do what he's done for so long, because he uses other high caliber players for his and what they bring to the table for his own personal gain, if that makes sense.
Barry Bonds was putting on perhaps the most historic run of baseball that I've ever seen, what was the mantra from those covering the game? It can't happen. There's something there. Why is it happening? What's he doing? You're not supposed to get better and stronger and more powerful in your late 30s. It's like, never mind the guy was just good, right? It's funny that the modern day media, all of a sudden, that's not a factor anymore.
Steve, you make an excellent point. I hadn't given any thought to the Barry Bonds story and how it relates, because certainly the end of his career and as he got older, it was all dominated by steroid talk, and we reviled him. I listen. Barry Bonds' physical look changed dramatically, and I don't think we can say that about LeBron James. He's always, since about age 22, 23, looked like a sculpted Greek god. And so, maybe his hairline has changed from time to time, but, his physical appearance really hasn't. But I'm wondering, let's say this continues and he makes a run all the way to the NBA Finals. What do you think will
Your physical appearance doesn't necessarily have to change for you to be taking something. I'm not saying LeBron is or isn't, you know what I mean? But your physical appearance doesn't have to necessarily change for you to be taking enhancements. Like Lance Armstrong, like he brought up earlier. Lance Armstrong wasn't walking around like some, bodybuilder or whatever the case may be. Or, his body wasn't enhanced by what he was taking. And get the fuck on with that shit, man. And and a lot of that also depends on your workout regimen, what you're doing in regards to your workouts and shit like that. And it's not always like steroids, and you can tell when somebody's on steroids. There's different type of drugs you can take to enhance your performance and all that shit to where, it's not going to necessarily be blatant in your physical appearance.
sports fans be moved by this and get caught up and feel like, hey, we're watching a piece of history? Or will they be like, the NBA rigged this up. They let Luka Doncic go to the Lakers. LeBron and his longevity is kind of fraudulent. Or will people get caught up in this story and it'll be a feel-good story about a 40-year-old basketball player dragging his son to an NBA title?
Jason, you saw what happened last night when Donald Trump spoke in front of his political colleagues?
Yeah.
It was a house divided. That's what it's going to be like. There's going to be some that'll applaud him and stand up and cheer. There'll be other people with a lot of signs that say false, not happening, not the GOAT. And I don't know if anyone's going to be Al Green, but it's going to be a real divide within the media and specifically in the NBA sphere of its fans and those who cover it. The way I look at it is, here's the issue, though. When I watch today's NBA games, and I watch here and there, the game is so spread out to a point, it looks like a pickup game during the summer at Pauley Pavilion when they used to have those runs.
Man, I'm glad he said that. Because if you've watched any of my previous videos, which nobody watches these videos, but I like doing this shit, man. But if you watch some of my previous videos, I've said this. The NBA games just look like a glorified pickup game. I'm watching right now where they're showing highlights. But I'm watching the Bucks, and it has to come back on. Right now there's highlights playing right now. But I'm watching the game, and I just turned from the Hornets game, and it's just like, it's just boring. Man, the games are boring, man. Depending on who's playing, what team's playing, yeah, you'll get, a good game. But at the end of the day, like, it has to be two good teams and two teams that are playing with some pride, like the Cavaliers in Oklahoma City, or even the Lakers, man. I don't fuck with the Lakers and all that shit, but when they play, it's interesting to watch, especially if they're playing another good team. Now, those are some games that are, that I'm not reluctant to watch. But when I watch just like back in the day, I used to watch any and every game and was glued to the TV, and it kept my interest and had me compelled. But these days, man, because I love basketball, so I can watch anybody play. But these days, man, the NBA, man, is definitely, it's like watching a glorified pickup game. I've been saying that for the longest, man. So I'm glad he pointed that out, man.
Yes, it's world-class athletes. Yes, it's still the best in the world. Yes, LeBron is still incredible. And what keeps him really, look, has he lost a step? Maybe, maybe not. His basketball IQ has always been top-notch. I've never taken that away from him. But when you can go into the hole and nobody is really challenging you consistently at the rim, and there's almost no contact, whether it's from the hand checking up top with the guards, and certainly almost no physical play near the cylinder, the game has changed. You can be better longer. And there's another point that we're not giving LeBron enough credit for. He's not really load managing. He's going out there every day doing his job. Now, again, you can go back, okay, how is that happening? But putting that aside, I respect the fact he's not one of these guys taking off all these nights when he should be just, get this, playing basketball. But should the Lakers make a run and win it, two things are going to happen. There's going to be...
Now, before he goes into that, yeah, LeBron, you aren't load managing. That's commendable. But how are you able to do that at 40 years old? 21 years straight at 40 years old. He did take a week off this season, though. Let's not forget that. He just disappeared for a week and took off. Don't know where he went, what he did. But LeBron James did take a little hiatus this season. So let's not forget that. But that's a good question, man. How are you able to do this, LeBron? Is it because the physicality's gone? Because that's true. But damn, my nigga, you've been playing since 2003, 2004, nigga. That was my senior year in high school. I'll be 40 in May. So, you know, it does bring up an interesting question, man, or you know, interesting thoughts, I guess.
One side that says he gets a step closer to GOAT status. Some will even say he overtakes Jordan, because there's already guys who say that. I will never agree with that. But there's going to be another side that's going to be just as vociferous that will say, nah, tainted. Because of all the things that we mentioned, they're going to talk about the possible alleged pharmaceuticals, the softness of the league, and the fact they're going to say the league rigged it in the form of Luka Doncic.
Well, we know that in corporate mainstream legacy sports media, the foundation's been laid to celebrate this. That's where this whole conversation about, which, hey, look, I participated in yesterday and still stand by it, that, hey, look.
Real quick, man. The Mavericks may have had their reasons why they traded Luka Doncic. But it's just crazy how Luka Doncic ends up playing with LeBron James, man. Motherfuckers don't see, like, Anthony Davis before that, Kyrie Irving, and goddamn Kevin Love before that. He even played with Carmelo Anthony. Played with Dwight Howard. I forget about Carmelo Anthony. Russell Westbrook. Jesus, Lord have mercy, my nigga. Rajon Rondo. But let's go to the main things. Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. Like, and now Luka Doncic. This nigga's done play with everybody and damn near all the top players from his time. Man, they need to quit doing that shit. Get the fuck on with that shit. All the top players from his time. That's just crazy, man.
Ron's been treated a bit unfairly, and maybe that's what made him this angry person that's somewhat unlikable. But everybody now is on, hey, we should be celebrating the game. And I can hear Kendrick Perkins and Ryan Clark and Colin Cowherd and everybody else hopping on the, hey, this should be celebrated. We haven't seen this. And they're going to say, like, hey, when Tom Brady did this, Tom Brady had his second most prolific season as an NFL player at age 44. His second, threw for 5,300 yards and 43 touchdowns at 44 years old in Tampa. And everybody's like, hey, that was celebrated.
Yeah, ain't no telling, man. And Tom Brady's a white boy, so he gonna get away with, you know what I'm saying? Or they're not gonna really look his way or question stuff. But ain't no telling, man. Tom Brady might, you know what I mean? Tom Brady might have, went that route as far as enhancements, man. You never know. Like I said, he's a white boy, so they not really gonna question him or really dig deep into it, especially because he wasn't walking around looking like a physical monster. You know what I mean? But like I said earlier, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not doing something. But this nigga with this LeBron James has been treated unfair. That's why he had, man. It don't matter how he feels like he's been treated, bro. You control yourself and your actions, man. So stop giving this nigga Jason Whitlock. He must be on the Clutch payroll, like I said, because him with this saying LeBron, he's talking like LeBron James is a fucking kid, man. And for real, LeBron James does act like a kid sometimes, man. But this nigga Jason Whitlock, man, is on some weird shit in regards to LeBron lately, man.
There was no one throwing steroid allegations at Tom Brady, and they'll say, why can't LeBron get the same treatment? It must be racism. Welcome to.
Hey, it is what it is, Jason Whitlock. Must be racism. I just pointed out that he's a white boy, and hey, they not really gonna look into it like they would a LeBron, or even bring up those allegations like they would with a LeBron. So it is what it is, man. You know what time it is when it comes to the white and the black. You know what I'm saying, especially in sports. But yeah, man. All in all, man, LeBron is a great player. He's not the greatest. And that's always where I come from when, you know what I'm saying, when people bring up certain things. If he had never, you know what I'm saying, embraced the chosen one, king, we're all witnesses, and crowning himself and calling himself the GOAT, people wouldn't be so tough on him in regards to critiquing him on the floor in his play, because nobody attacks him personally. Some people do, but his personal traits show, you know what I'm saying, sometimes when he does play. So, and you know, in other aspects. But yeah, LeBron James, great player, not the greatest at longevity for sure, but that is strange. LeBron, you've been playing since 2003, 2004. It's now 2025, nigga. Is it because the game's changed or other reasons, man? I don't think we'll ever know, man. That's all I got.